So what's going on, guys? The truck guy here. Today I wanted to get back to you with another review, and today I wanted to review the best Milwaukee utility knife. If you're into tools, knives, and tackling jobs around the house and yard, please check out my channel and hit that subscribe button, guys. Alright guys, so the best Milwaukee utility knife. Guys, I've been waiting a long time to do this review and I'm so excited to bring it to you. Guys, I just picked up the final two utility knives of the Milwaukee Utility Knife Series 2021, guys. So, in the Milwaukee lineup, and guys, Milwaukee has an incredible lineup of utility knives. They're some of the most fun and some of the best utility knives that you can pick up. Guys, I picked these all up at Home Depot. So guys, in terms of model numbers, so you can go pick these up at Home Depot. All the models start with 48-22, so I'm just gonna hit you with the last four digits of the model number. But starting here on the left, guys, you've got the 1513, you've got the 1512, you've got the 1511, the 1510, the 1500, 1501, 1502, and 1505. So guys, just a little bit more high level information about the knives. When you're looking at the body of the knives, all of them are metal except for two, and those are the compact folding utility knife, which is plastic, and the 6-in-1 utility knife, which is also plastic. I was pretty disappointed to learn that these two knives were plastic. I think, you know, the metal, especially on the two standard folding utility knives from Milwaukee, you know, the metal body is really what stands out on these two knives. So definitely disappointed that the compact and the 6-in-1 are not metal like the other knives. So guys, you're probably asking what differentiates these knives from one another in the Milwaukee line, and really the biggest separating feature is the four knives on the left have a fixed body. So you can extend the blade on these knives, but the body of the knives themselves is not going to change shape. It's going to look exactly like it does, like you see here. With the four on the right, guys, these are part of the Fastback series, and they've all got what's called press and flip. So there's a button on the knife that you can actually flip the knife open, and it's a folding knife, guys. So the blade is going to fold in to the handle of the knife, so it's a nice safety feature. But also Milwaukee's got a really fun press and flip feature. I'll just grab one of the Fastbacks here. You can press down this button and then open the knife right up. So it's a really fun feature, and the knife is very loose. It opens and closes very easily. So just really fun to open these folding knives. And it's something that definitely separates the four on the right from the four on the left. In addition, guys, we always have to think a little bit about blade storage. If you want extra blades on you, you have to go for specific knives. So one of the blades that has blade storage is the fixed blade. So this is a blade and a knife that you're actually going to have to open each time. So it's kind of your traditional utility knife. And you've got blade storage in the handle here. This is a really easy knife to change the blades on. It's a little more work, but you're going to have that nice fixed blade in the handle. It's got a little bit of blade storage, so you can probably fit, you know, about 5 blades. So this one does have blade storage. Additionally, the self-retracting utility knife, really not a great knife. The blade barely extends the full way. It doesn't extend the full way. So really not a fun knife, but a safe knife. If you're looking for a safe knife, this is a good one. This also has blade storage in the handle. You're not going to have any blade storage on the compact side slide. You do have it on the full side slide. So if blade storage is something that's important to you, you do have blade storage in the handle on the side slide. You do not have blade storage on the compact, guys. So that's, something that does set the compact back a little bit. And additionally, even on the regular folding utility knife, you do not have blade storage in there as well. But guys, really one of the best knives is the folding utility knife with blade storage, the 1502. And you can open this up and you can fit 5 blades down here in the bottom of the knife. And I think that's a really cool pull-out tray from Milwaukee. So the fastback utility knife with blade storage is really a great knife. And on the 6-in-1, guys, get it open here. It does have blade storage for 1 blade. So not a lot of blade storage with the 6-in-1, but just enough to knock out a couple jobs. So lastly, guys, I just want to mention quick change. It's a feature that, we all really desire on our knives. It's something that has made utility knives a lot easier to use. So in terms of quick change, the very two on the far left, they do not have a quick change feature. As I noted earlier, you have to open those knives and actually change the blade the traditional way. On the 2 side slides, and I'll grab the compact side slide here, you just extend the blade all the way up and then use the quick change button at the top of the knife to change blades. So that is a really quick and easy feature from Milwaukee. With the folding utility knives and the press and flip knives, they're all going to have quick change on the back of the knife. So you depress the button on the back of the knife and slide out your blade, flip it around, or change it. So guys, you're probably wondering about price. What is the most expensive knife? What is the cheapest? What can I get for a bargain, and what's going to set me back a little bit? So guys, the 6-in-1, it's going to be the most expensive utility knife in the line of Milwaukee. But guys, it's only $19.97, so Milwaukee is not setting us back too far on any of the knives. Second up, guys, is the utility knife with blade storage. But guys, this is only $14.97, and this is also a really incredible knife. Number 3, guys, surprisingly, is the compact side slide, and I did not think this knife would be that expensive. Maybe it's because it's not in stores that they price it up a little bit. But really, guys, this surprisingly is the 3rd most expensive knife, coming in at $12.99. Now, number 4, guys, is the self-retracting utility knife. Again, another surprise here. This is $11.99, so that is going to set you back quite a bit for a self-retracting utility knife. Number 5, guys, is your folding utility knife, the classic folding utility knife from Milwaukee. This is $11.97, so guys, I think this is a great value at $11.97 to be picking up this knife. Number 6, we go over to the fixed blade. This came in at $9.99, so I think a little expensive compared to some things like the Stanley fixed blades, but again, not horrible. Milwaukee's keeping the prices down quite a bit on their utility knives for us. Number 7, guys, is the Milwaukee compact folding utility knife. This comes in at $8.97. And guys, I'm not the biggest fan of this knife. I just don't think Well, it's tough to open. At least mine is. I don't think most of them are. But guys, I just don't think it feels substantial in the hand. But it is a compact knife. I know a lot of guys like it, so definitely not bad value coming in at $8.97. And finally, guys, if you're looking for a bargain at $7.97, we've got the side sliding utility knife from Milwaukee. So actually pretty good value here at less than $8 to pick up the side slide. So guys, you're probably wondering, you told me a lot of information, but where do I go with my Milwaukee utility knife? You've shown me 8 knives. What do I do now? So guys, I want to tell you what knives to pick up and what to avoid. Some knives that I would avoid, guys, are the compact side sliding utility knife. Guys, there's just not a lot of utility on this knife, and it is one of the more expensive knives at $12.99. So, I've had it around a little bit, and it's just too small in the hand. I know that's the purpose, but at the same time, you just really can't do a whole lot with this knife. It doesn't feel great in the hand. So, I think it's well constructed. I think it's well made. I just am not a big fan of the design, and I'm just not a big fan of the utility of this utility knife. So we'll set the compact side sliding utility knife aside, and maybe that's one to avoid, guys. One of the next ones to avoid, unfortunately, guys, is the compact folding utility knife from Milwaukee. Like I said, guys, mine has some difficulty opening. But guys, again, this just really does not feel very substantial in the hand, and something that really popped out to me about this compact folding utility knife from Milwaukee is that it's got a plastic body, and it has good value at only $8.97, guys, but I just really don't think it's a knife that is going to hold up too well, and I just don't see it as good value. I've had this knife for a while now, and really I just never find myself using the compact folding utility knife from Milwaukee. So this is definitely one that I would avoid as well. So we'll set that aside. And another one to avoid, guys, is the self-retracting utility knife. And guys, these, I think they're billed as, a safe utility knife because the blade automatically retracts when you let up your thumb. But I think, I'm behind the concept of that, guys. But the design here from Milwaukee is really not something to be desired. As you can see, the blade fully extended. You're not even getting your full kind of regular utility knife extension that you'd get from your blade on a normal utility knife. You're just getting, part of that blade. They've also thrown a carton blade in there, a rounded blade, which, is more of a safe blade, but again, between the slider and the blade, you're just not getting much in terms of extension from this particular utility knife, so it's also one that I would avoid. So guys, that leaves us with 5 of the top utility knives from Milwaukee. Another one that's just in between is the fixed blade from Milwaukee. Again, I don't think this is a bad design from Milwaukee, and they've actually really simplified things. You don't need a screwdriver. You can just unscrew this knife and pop in your new blade. So I think, the design is great from Milwaukee. I think they really did a good job with this fixed blade knife. It's just going to be a matter of the utility of this knife. It's not a particularly safe knife. I think it might be good if you're working on some hobbies, things of that nature, where you really can't have a lot of wiggle with your knife. You're going to get less wiggle overall with a fixed blade. So, not a bad blade here from Milwaukee, but at $9.99, and a knife that you're probably not going to pick up as frequent or carry with you as frequently as some of the other knives. This is kind of middle of the road, guys, so consider it if you need a fixed blade, but if you don't, this is probably one to avoid. So guys, we are down to 4 knives from Milwaukee. And guys, the next one up that I would take off the list, unfortunately, is the fastback folding utility knife. And guys, this is really a great knife, so I feel bad saying this. I love the metal body, but guys, it's a little on the thin side for, you know, my taste in utility knives. It does feel pretty good in the hand, but it's a very thin knife, and I just really find my fingers kind of wrapping too far around, and really I don't find it to be a knife that you can really, you know, you can dig in with some precise jobs, but when you really need to dig in down on some bigger jobs, there's just not a lot of width to hold on to. So I think overall, guys, this is a great knife, great value for $11.97, but it comes in number 4 on my list of Milwaukee utility knives. So we'll close that up, guys, and now we're down to the final 3. The big 3, guys. What do we do? What do we do with these knives from Milwaukee? These are all great knives. And guys, the next one out at number 3 is the side sliding utility knife from Milwaukee. And guys, I really didn't want to give that much credit to this knife. You know, it's not gonna pop out to you. It's a very utilitarian utility knife. But guys, this knife has a lot of value. I think Milwaukee did a really good job. You know, I'm not going to compare it to other brands, but when you look for that fixed body utility knife, something you can grab onto all day long and really tackle some tough jobs, I think the Milwaukee side sliding utility knife is a great option. And guys, as I noted earlier, it's got a good amount of blade storage in the handle, so you can definitely throw a lot of blades down here and really work all day long with this utility knife. So guys, we're down to the final 2 Milwaukee utility knives. What do we do, guys? We've got the fastback folding utility knife with blade storage, and we've got the fastback 6-in-1 folding utility knife, the 1502 and the 1505. Guys, we've got the head-to-head matchup. We've been looking forward to this all video long. We finally got the 2 knives that are going to go head-to-head. What's going to happen, guys? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Pause the video. Have fun with it, guys. But unfortunately, guys, we've got a tie for the best utility knife from Milwaukee. We have absolutely 2 different purposes, guys. The 6-in-1, the folding utility knife with blade storage. They both serve incredible purposes, but I can't pick a winner, guys. I usually have one or both of these knives on me if I'm tackling a tough job. So let's run through it, guys. The utility knife with blade storage, what makes this such an incredible knife, guys, is the width of this knife, and that's why it beats out the regular folding utility knife from Milwaukee. Guys, this has just a really incredible metal body. It feels great in the hand, and the extra width, which actually is made up by the blade storage, guys, that really makes this utility knife, especially for a folding utility knife, feel extremely substantial in the hand. It's got a great grip for your thumb, and it's also flat, which I like for a lot of jobs. You know, it doesn't have that downward angle, which I really prefer, you know, in something like this with just a, you know, kind of your regular folding utility knife. You know, I definitely like how it feels in the hand. The blade storage, again, guys, extremely nice that it can hold 5 blades. It just pops in there. You know, the metal on this knife just feels incredible. That press and flip, I'm a little off my game tonight on the press and flip, so don't give me too much crap. But, you know, this knife really has it all. It's got a wire stripper. Like I said, it's got the gut hook, the rope cutter on back. And guys, this just feels all around awesome in the hand. So the 1502 is an incredible utility knife from Milwaukee. In addition, guys, like I said, we've got a tie for number 1. And, you know, that tie goes to the Fastback 6-in-1 utility knife, the 1505. This is such a fun knife, guys. It's a little bit wider than the folding utility knife with blade storage. But, guys, the press and flip on this knife, again, is awesome. The grip up top feels great. My one knock on this knife is its plastic. I think Milwaukee's definitely... You know, they definitely should go the extra mile and make this a metal knife, because I'm just not a fan of that plastic. But the utility of this utility knife puts it over the top with the bit holder on back here. That can definitely knock out some jobs. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, guys, I like the bottle opener. You know, at the end of a day, if you've got this Milwaukee Fastback in your pocket after a couple tough jobs, there's nothing more satisfying than using that bottle opener and tackling one last job for the day. I just think this is a great knife. You know, there's a slight downward angle to the body here, which I actually do kind of like on this Fastback, because then the blade is straight. So kind of a cool contour to this knife, and really just, again, this feels good in the hand. So I think really the deciding factor for me was both of these knives have an extreme amount of utility, and they both feel good in the hand, guys. So overall thoughts on Milwaukee, I don't think you can go too wrong with any of the knives from Milwaukee, but I would definitely check out the 1502 and the 1505. Pick them up, guys. Pick them both up. It's only going to be $35 for both of them together. So absolutely pick up the 1502 for $14.97 and the 1505 for $19.97. You can find both of these utility knives at Home Depot. So that's it, guys. Please hit me up with a like or subscribe if you can. And as always, we'll talk to you on the next video.